Yo, what's up, guys? Fellas and fellettes, we got a huge one coming up. We got UFC 325, back-to-back pay-per-views, Volk fighting in Australia. So much to look forward to. A ton of good fights on this card. Honestly, kind of an underrated card. Like, I can't lie, Australia, you guys get done so dirty with these pay-per-views so many times. There's such low-level fights on the card. We had Jake Matthews, Jimmy Crute on a pay-per-view main event. We had Junior Tafa as a feature fight last time. It's the tax problems. No one makes money. So just no big names fight on the card outside of guys from Australia or New Zealand. You look at the last cards, so many of them are without huge Australian fighters. Like, when's the last time we've seen Robert Whittaker? Or JDM, or Carlos Ulberg even on one of these cards. Like, I get he did the fight night, but there's so many big names that don't fight in Australia. But this one's actually kind of decent. I kind of messed with this one. Some good fights, but yeah, let's get straight into it. I'm not going to lie. I'm skipping all the road to the UFC stuff. I don't know any of these guys. Like, I can't. I've seen Aaron Tao maybe throw one punch before, but everyone else, I don't know Aaron Tao. I don't know Kichiro Nakamura, Sang-Woo Kim, Dum Mar Fan. Yeah, I don't know. I know that guy actually did fight Kwon Salkeld for a belt, actually, on the regional scene. But besides that, I don't know these dudes. I'm not going to cover them. Yeah, and I know you guys want to hear that. All right, let's get straight into it with the early prelim opener of Con O'Fley versus Yiza. Con O'Fley was actually the guy who got knocked out on the tough final against Myron Santos. His striking isn't too good. It's pretty mid, to be honest, but he is a wrestler at first. He's kind of got decent power, but not too much of a threat on the UFC level. Lots of submissions on the regional scene. That's definitely the road to victory for him. He's got bad striking defense, kind of a questionable chin. I think he can make a career turnaround and be like a decent unranked fighter in the UFC, but he's kind of teetering on being UFC level or not. Yiza actually fought 6 times on the road to the UFC. He lost his first finale and won his second one. That's how he got the chance to fight in the UFC. He's insanely active on the regional scene. I don't know who these fighters are, but there's so many Chinese fighters who don't have a last name for some reason. They just go by one name, and they have an insane resume on the regional scene. They're 25 with over 40 fights. You got Yiza, you got that Masha Take guy, you got Rong Ju. I don't know if someone could tell me what region of China they come from. I don't know why they fight like this. They're all the same. They're all not that good. But weird that there's so many of them. He got dominated in his debut. It wasn't too good of a performance. Then he came back with an early knockout over Weston Wilson. He's got strong, kind of punishing kicks. Despite all the submissions in the regional scene, his grappling's pretty mid. It's kind of tough to judge because there's such a high skill gap between his opponents. He lost to a guy who went to a split decision against Lerone Murphy, and he beat a guy who's nowhere close to UFC quality. So it's tough, but if I'm looking at it, I'm going on the personnel of who they fought. I'm leaning kind of Con O'Fley, which is actually surprisingly an underdog. But you look at who Con O'Fley has fought, this is a guy who went to a decision against Muhammad Naimov, which, who's a pretty good fighter, to go to a unanimous decision obviously is a loss. But you look at Yiza fighting on and struggling in fights and losing fights on the road to the UFC is concerning, to say the least. It's not like he's losing fights on the Contender Series, even tough. Road to the UFC, even the guys who win that are quite low level. So I'm going Con O'Fley. I could see him getting chinned. He does have a bad chin in this. Yiza guy does look powerful. That's my only kind of concern. But I'm going to go Con O'Fley second round submission. Going for the underdog right off the jump. My perfect 2026 prediction streak may be coming to an end in the first fight. But yeah, semi-confident. Can't lie, not too confident. Next fight, we got Jonathan Mikhailov versus Obon Elliott. Jonathan Mikhailov, solid debut win. He's been out for a year since, which is kind of concerning. I don't know if he had an injury or something. He's got an incredible reach, very long limbs, and the kicks this guy was showing in his debut was nuts. He was beating up Kevin Jusay, who was quite a respected dude at the time. I know he got cut and he's kind of struggling in the PFL, but it was a tough first opponent, and he did great. He had these nasty, loud, thumping body kicks. He hurt Kevin Jusay to the body so many times. He had success up high, too. He dropped his opponent with a really nasty high kick. Good straights. He's constantly moving around his opponent. good high output, which I think is very important in this fight. And the guy does have some wrestling. Like he's kind of there, like a kind of sneaky submission threat. I don't know if it's going to translate to the UFC as well as it did on the regional scene. He's athletic too. Like, you know who he kind of reminds me of? Is Quillen Salkild. I think they debuted on the same card. He's the Quillen Salkild of the welterweight division. I'd love to see if he's getting the wrestling going in this matchup. We looked at Oban Elliott's last fight. It did not go well for him. So yeah, I'm pretty confident in Mikhailov here. Oban Elliott, on the other hand, I'm not as confident on. Weirdly, he's kind of got a huge fan base for being a small, unranked fighter. He has a pretty sweet story on how he came from the UFC. He came from a boxing background. He had a ton of hype that in hindsight was really unwarranted. He won his UFC contract on the Contender Series by majority decision, which should have kind of been an indicator for how good he was. And you look at the level of competition this guy's fighting, Val Woodburn. Like, you're going to a decision against Val Woodburn? The guy, he hasn't even fought. He got cut from the UFC and hasn't fought. This guy was an amateur, to say the least. Like, he got 2 takedowns and 2 minutes of control time. Val Woodburn, someone gave a round. One of the judges gave a round to Val Woodburn. And then the Preston Parsons matchup was pretty mid, to say the least. Then the Bazel matchup, he was losing on the judges' scorecard. That would have been a total robbery. But then he fights Seok Young Ko, who's supposed to be the Korean Mike Tyson. And Oban Elliott's supposed to have this great background in wrestling. And he gets brutally exposed on the ground. Seok Young Ko holds him down for like 11 to 12 minutes. He's a minus 400 favorite and gets smoked out. You look at him, like, he's got decent calf kicks, solid boxing, but his output is fucking brutal. This guy does not throw, fainting at range, no pressure, doesn't give anything for the judges to score. I don't understand with Oban Elliott. I don't think he's that good. You look at his wins, aren't impressive. His fights are pretty boring, and despite his like kind of sick knockout, like, the guy's got pillow hands. I really don't understand why the odds are so close to this. Like, Jonathan Mikhailov is a slight favorite. But I'm going Jonathan Mikhailov all day. I'm thinking he's a unanimous decision. I think he's going to dog walk him. I think he could do the wrestling. He has a way higher output. I think he's going to hurt him with the jab, going to hurt him to the body. I would be stunned. Unless Oban Elliott has significantly improved his game, I can't see him winning this one. So yeah, unanimous decision, Jonathan Mikhailov. On to the next fight. I mean, if you guys ask for 2 short, weirdly built middleweights, you're in luck because you did not get 1. You got 2. We got Jacob Malkoun versus Terez Finney. Interesting matchup. Jacob Malkoun is coming off a massive layoff. His last fight was in March 2024. He was the dude who came off one of the strangest wins of all time, is when his opponent Petrosky KO'd himself by shooting a takedown, kind of slightly hitting Malkoun's thigh, and then got knocked out through that. That's this guy. In the fight before, he got DQ'd against Cody Brundage. So this guy's last proper win is in 2022. Malkoun's a very solid wrestler. He's got decent hands, not great striking. He's kind of short and fat for the division, but he's kind of sick at the same time. He's got a great gas tank. He's really tough. I think he can cause Terez Finney some problems. Terez, on the other hand, I mean, the guy is the literal definition of a crotch sniffer. All smudge wrestling, no ground and pound whatsoever, no submission threat. Took 3 wins on the Contender Series to get a UFC contract. He's strong. He won his last fight with 4 significant strikes. The dude is somehow shorter than Jacob Malkoun. Jacob Malkoun is 5'9", and Terez Finney is 5'8". That's fucking nuts. Honestly, he needs this win. He's an underdog, and I think the matchup isn't good. I could see him getting some success early on the takedowns, but you look at like Malkoun almost being so short, almost favors him in this matchup because there's not too much to hold down. I think Terez Finney is kind of better off fighting these tall, lanky dudes who he's just way stronger than. But Malkoun's got some decent scrambling. He's a decent wrestler himself. So I could see Terez Finney maybe winning the first round, but after that, Malkoun's got a way better gas tank. And Terez Finney is huge. Like, the guy will gas. We've seen him gas in the Contender Series. So it's tough, but why I'm somewhat hesitant is the thing about these boring smudge wrestlers is that they hardly lose. Like, they are usually effective with their grappling. Guys can't get up. They control positions well. It's boring, but it's effective. So I'm really on the edge about this fight. I think it's a 50-50 matchup. If you ask me who the better wrestler is, it is Terez Finney. If you ask me who the better fighter is, It probably is Therese Finney as well, but I think Malkoun can make this scrappy and hurt him. I don't know how Therese Finney's dog levels are. I wouldn't expect them to be too high. Do I think Jacob Malkoun is going to be the guy to take Therese Finney's O? I'm not sure. I'm so hesitant on that. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going Jacob Malkoun. Unanimous decision. Maybe split, actually. Maybe split. It's going to be close, but he's so boring. And you've seen kind of, like, the UFC judges have been kind of going away from the boring decisions. Like, I would expect Jailton Almeida to win it, but they didn't give it. I could see maybe, like, Therese Finney in the second round has control time for, like, the last 3 minutes. Malkoun reverses a position and then starts raining down, like, really nasty ground and pound on Therese Finney. Maybe it swings around and it's kind of controversial. Yeah, this is a last-second switch up. I'm going Jacob Malkoun. Sorry, Therese. I don't think this is your time. Next fight, we got Cam Rouston versus Cody Brundage. Interesting matchup. I messed with Cam Rouston. He's very tall for the division. Got crazy reach, decent grappling, lovely ground and pound. I love how this guy rains down these sharp elbows from top. He's got decent Muay Thai too. That classic, like, lanky, tall striker. He's kind of slow, but he almost makes it work, you know? Cody Brundage, on the other hand, this guy, he's one of the lowest level fighters in the UFC. He's had 20 professional fights and only won 11 of them. Like, that's fucking nuts. Like, this guy nearly had a 50% win percentage. He is the king of quitting and fluky wins. Whether it's no contest, DQs, appeals. He appealed a decision correctly and got it appealed in his favor. When does anyone get successful appeals in the UFC or just combat fighting in general? If you hit this man illegally, you will find a way to stop the fight in his favor. And the weird thing is, he does have decent power in his hands and he has shown that quit in him, but randomly, he will just be the toughest person in the UFC. He'll get hit with a massive shot, he'll be wobbled, and then he'll grab his composure, put his head down while he's rocked, and then throw this like 30 punch combination in the pocket, just swinging for the fences. Insane. He's had very entertaining fights and got really good knockouts. Like, he kind of does have that dog in him. I see why the UFC fuck with them. They put him on all these decent kind of cards. Like, I see why he's getting the pay-per-view opportunities. But yeah, this matchup, I can't lie. I think he's getting knocked out in the first round. I'm going Cam Rouston. I fuck with Brundage. I think there's a place for him in the UFC. He could very well get cut after this. He did just lose to Eric McConaughey. But yeah, Cam Rouston, I think he's a decent dude. He kind of reminds me of Tom Nolan, and I might just be making that correlation because they're both Australian, tall and lanky. But yeah, fuck with him. I'm going round one knockout for Cam Rouston. I really can't see him losing this matchup. I think he's so much better than Brundage. I mean, Brundage can get a takedown, but Cam Rouston will get up right away. Yeah, I think this is going Cam Rouston's favor. Next fight, we got Junior Tafa versus Billy Alakena. And I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty shocked by these odds. Like, the odds makers I'm looking at got Junior Tafa as a plus 200 underdog, which is not that bad. This guy's 6-4 and just lost to fucking Tuco Tucos. Like, that's pretty much as bad as you can get in the UFC. But yeah, let's break it down. I mean, Junior Tafa is one of the worst fighters I've seen in the UFC. Absolutely no wrestling whatsoever. Like, honestly, if you take a free trial at your local jiu-jitsu class, you'll be able to take him down and probably get a submission, and you'll have a win in the UFC. He's got good power in his hands, but that's it. His striking defense is terrible. His chin's terrible. His cardio is terrible. He was getting outstruck by Sean Sharaf. Who the fuck even is that? They deadass just pulled a fan off the street, and he was losing the first round to him. The dude went on a huge weight loss journey to make 205. And also, when he lost to Walter Walker, he allegedly waited outside the hotel to jump Johnny Walker with like 40 Samoan dudes. I don't know how he can't get cut from the UFC. He's not even close to UFC quality. Like, at 205, he's so out of his depth. He'll likely get cut very soon. I mean, he's only on a one-fight losing streak, which isn't the worst in the world, but yeah, he's not that great. But Billy Alakena, on the other hand, I think he's got something about him, you know. He's quite lanky and skinny for 205, but he's been filling out recently. I mean, when they signed him, he was a middleweight. And he fought his debut on short notice against Bogdan Guskov, and actually successfully took his back. Showed some decent jiu-jitsu, completely gassed out though, and also blatantly quit. Like, Bogdan Guskov kind of had him hurt on the ground and went to let him back up, just not knowing that Billy Alakena was totally done. And then Billy Alcana just doesn't get back up and just sits on the ground. Bogdan goes and submits him. But after that, I mean, he beat Ibo Aslan, but it was kind of a horrendous performance. And then he got a first-round submission against Kevin Christian. It was a dude who they're kind of excited about coming off the Contender Series. So not the worst wins in the world, pretty decent. The guy's got decent striking. He uses his kicks well, mainly teeps. He's always looking for the hooks on the feet. He's got some decent power, too. Like, he's got decent timing with the strikes. He can kind of catch guys going in. And he does use his range quite effectively, which I like, which I think is going to be huge in this matchup. Because even though they are the same height, Junior Tafa has these short, kind of stubby limbs where Billy Alcana is long. And he uses it well. He's smart with it. If he doesn't let Junior Tafa get inside, like I can't imagine Billy Alcana has the best chin in the world. But yeah, just don't let Junior Tafa get on the inside, and you'll probably be good. Because the guy does have power for as poor as he is, but usually when you go down in weight class, especially when you lose that much weight, your power kind of does fade. I don't understand the line at all. I think this goes in Billy Alcana's favor. Pretty much every aspect of fighting. I'm really surprised by it. But yeah, I'm going Billy Alcana. Let's say I think the guy's going to get him out of there in one. There's not too many positives about Junior Tafa. Let's go first round submission. I think that's safe. Maybe he knocks him out. I could see him knocking him out, but he doesn't have a knockout in the UFC yet. Yeah, he's been super active since he got signed, and I think he's going to keep it up here. Crazy that this is the fight before the main card. We got Junior Tafa versus Billy Alcana headlining the prelims. Fuck, you guys get done so dirty in Australia. I feel so bad. Next fight on the main card, you got fucking Quillen Salkeld versus Jamie Malarkey. First thing I gotta say about this matchup, Jamie Malarkey, dog, you gotta fire your fucking agent. Holy smokes. Like, you're telling me you get Mauricio Rufy in Brazil, and then you take a massive layoff, you get a terrible fighter in Bedoya, who you somehow win, a pretty impressive win, and then you get a short notice replacement against Quillen Salkeld? Like, dog, yeah, you got to look somewhere else. Your agent might hate you, dog. I don't know if you've done something to piss him off, but the guy does not like you, clearly. Yeah, Quillen Salkeld, one of the best rookies in 2025. 3 very impressive wins. He got a huge jump up in competition fighting Hacker Pass, and the dude rose to the occasion. He had one of the nastiest knockouts in 2025. The guy has such good wrestling. Beautiful double legs, and he has beautiful back takes, and he controls it. Like, he's not one of these guys who'll just get takedowns and let them get right back to their feet. He gets his hooks in so well. His win against Yamnal Ashmuz was such a good win. His chin kind of got tested in it, but you look at that is such a tough fight for your second fight. Going from Anshul Jubli to him, it could have caused him so many problems. It was a decent wrestler. The guy looks so well-rounded. Super active on the ground, constantly looking for submissions. The ground and pound is so devastating. He's got pretty solid striking. His straights are so good. He'll throw these occasional uppercuts. And he can also catch you with these kind of naked shots. I would prefer maybe a bit more extended combinations, but he can fight moving backwards. His teeps are so good. He uses his range so well. Like, I honestly can't say enough good things about this guy. He's quite tall and athletic for the division. He's got a good build too, decent jits. Guy isn't scared of the moment. He rises to the occasions. The dude just he has pressure and volume. It is so nice to watch. It's so refreshing to watch guys just do enough to win the fight. Like, it's such an underrated quality. He's quite good at keeping his hands right next to his chin, too. He kind of can get backed up against the cage. That is my only concern. Yunal was able to back him up a lot, and he did kind of get stunned with a couple shots. He almost kind of got dropped against Yunal, which is kind of concerning. He needs to learn to circle out better, but he is a great prospect. He's still so young, too. The guy's only 25. He's got so much improving to do. He's honestly right below the top 15, but he can cause problems there. He's super tough, a ton of potential. Great gas tank, too. There's a lot to like about Quillen Salkeld. Like, if you want to make a fighter in the UFC, it would be Quillen Salkeld. I love this dude. Jamie Malarkey, on the other hand, I mean, what is there to say? Like, he's got some decent wins. He's been in the UFC for quite some time. But, I mean, there's not too much to his game. He always just looks so frail and vulnerable. His chin is not there. The guy just can't take a punch. He got knocked out against Jalen Turner, Muhammad Naimov, Hacker Pass, and Rufy. And in fairness, he's losing to top guys. Like, he's never really lost to a shit opponent. Like, Brad Riddell, Ferrez Diem, those are his only losses. So maybe I'm kind of underrating him. Like, his wins are good, but he's the classic guy. He's a solid kind of hammer, but he's a terrible nail. He just looks, when he's kind of gets behind it, he just looks scared and jittery in there, and he doesn't want to be there. Yeah, he's a guy who's definitely got the quit in him. Maybe I'm underrating him, but I think Quillen Salkeld smokes him. And hear me out, boys. I'm not saying, just hear me out here. My prediction, I'm going Quillen Salkeld first round submission. I know we were all thinking knockout, and Jamie Malarkey has actually never been submitted. But this is what I see. I see Quillen Salkeld. If I get this right, I'm the GOAT of predictions. I see Quillen Salkeld hurting him early, and then he kind of does his Jamie Malarkey thing. He's scared. He's backing up. His head starts going down. He's looking at the canvas. And I think he hurts him again. I think he's going to go for a shitty kind of takedown just to survive. And then Quillen Salkeld gets him in a guillotine. That's what I'm calling. I think he submits him. I think he's going to shoot a takedown. He's going to get gillied. That's what I'm seeing. Or just any submission, you know. He hops on his back, kind of one of these TKOs, always about to quit. Quillen maybe could even take his back, gets the submission. Honestly, it's not too different. I still count it as a correct prediction. I just say I got to get the guy right. I mean, if the method is if it's a rear naked choke or a toe choke or whatever, I'm still counting it towards a correct prediction. Like, that ain't a wrong prediction. So yeah, there's not too much up there, but I think Quillen Salkeld gets it done in the first round. By finish, knockout, submission, probably a knockout. But you know what? I'm going submission for the fun of it. Next fight we got Tai Tuivasa versus Taliesin Teixeira. Tai, I mean, what do we got? What do we got? Like, you really think I'm picking Tai here? No matter who he's fighting, I'm never picking him again. Tuivasa's on a 5-fight losing streak. He probably shouldn't be in the UFC. He gained a ton of weight. He took a year off after his last loss against Rosenstrike. He's mainly a boxer. He's put some work in with the calf kicks, ton of power in his hands, extremely low volume, quite low accuracy. He's looking for the KO punch, you know. He's got horrible wrestling. He's been exposed so many times. This guy was one win away from fighting John Jones. Fuck, life moves at you quickly. He's getting smoked by everyone. He's a funny, likable dude, but there's no way I'm picking Tai Tuivasa in 2026. I think I got submitted in the first round by Marcin Tybura. And you look at his losses, like, they're not terrible. Gom Pavlovich, Volkov, Rosenstrike, Tybura. Those are all solid UFC dudes, but I can't be hurt again. Tai, you can't keep doing this to me. Just please, let's call it a career. Let's go to dirty boxing or something. I think it's done. There's no way I can put some hard-earned money on him. Taliesin Teixeira, I mean, he's a huge dude, 6'7". We know what he's about. It's funny enough, both his fights, his 2 UFC fights have lasted 35 seconds. One being a knockout win, one being a knockout loss. I mean, the guy's got no grappling, but it's expected. He's an extremely tall fighter, that kind of good wiry power. He's got some solid kickboxing. For the heavyweight level, his low kicks are somewhat effective, but I mean, we really haven't seen too much of him against top level competition. But I think he is decent. He drops his hands while throwing, which is a pretty bad trait. And I think he can be caught by Tuivasa. Like, that's a crazy thing. Like, I mean, his chin got tested against Derek Lewis, and we saw how bad Derek Lewis looked in his last fight. So I think there is a possibility that Tuivasa catches him. But you look in that last fight against Rosenstrike, like, there was not a single moment where it's like, oh, fuck, Tuivasa's got him up against the ropes. He just landed a huge shot. Like, there was none of that. There was none of that against Marcin Tybura. I think Teixeira, after kind of getting a bit overzealous in his last one, I think he's going to fight a smart fight. I think he's going to use the range. I think he's going to be fucking sending the teep into the belly. Going to slow down Tuivasa early. I can't see it going Tuivasa's way. Like, I don't know, maybe he gasses out, but what is Tuivasa going to do? Is he going to be pushing the pace in the third round? No. I feel so bad. I'm going first round knockout for Taliesin Teixeira. I think Tuivasa done. If he loses this, does he get cut? I don't know. He'd be on a 6-fight losing streak. It'd be sad to see him go. The UFC still need this dude, clearly. Like, there's not too many guys, like I said before, who can fight on these Australian, New Zealand kind of cards. So I don't know, maybe they keep him around, but I think he's pretty much done. I think Taliesin Teixeira is going to knock him out. Yeah, I could see him kind of catching him with just a straight after a teep when Tuivasa is trying to get something started. I think the range is going to just be too tough for Tuivasa to get over with. I don't know, maybe you can back him up, kind of like Derek Lewis did. Maybe he throws out one of these like faked rocked moments like kind of did against Cyril Gahn. Sometimes they kind of backfire though, because the judges do see like, oh fuck, Tuivasa's rocked here, and they don't realize that you're faking it. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. But yeah, I'm going Teixeira here. I'm sorry, Tui. I don't think it's going to happen to you. Bam Bam, I think you're done. I think you're done. It was a good run. It was a good run, my man. Next fight on the card, the feature fight, an interesting one. We got Rafael Fiziev versus Maurizio Rufi. I don't understand this. I mean, Rufi loses his last fight and gets a higher step up in competition against Fiziev. I look at this, I'm surprised Fiziev's an underdog. The guy's the classic Tiger Muay Thai specialist. He's got beautiful extended combinations, these thumping hard body kicks. He's very good at mixing in the wrestling as well. I mean, we saw he had a great performance against kind of a similar built guy and a tall, lanky, powerful striker in Ignacio Bahamondes, and he 30-27 him. He's so good at slowing down fighters' momentum with wrestling. He's slightly overrated with how much power the guy's got in his hands. He's definitely a hard puncher, but not kind of this KO specialist most fans thought he'd be at the beginning of his career. He's got great reaction times. He's always showing his opponents different looks. Such good speed. Not the highest volume and output at times, but he's very accurate with his shots. He's kind of got questionable cardio. You look at all of his losses, he's slowed down in his fights, but I mean, most of them are against Gaethje, so we can't hate on that too much. Talking about moving down to featherweight, which I think is interesting. Typically when guys are talking about switching weight classes, they end up losing. Like, it's rare that a guy's thinking about switching it up and they win. We look at Sean Brady, we look at Arnold Allen recently, and fights they easily could have won, but maybe not easily. But yeah, they're definitely talented enough to win those fights. Fortunately, Fiziev fans, I think he's slightly below the elite levels of lightweight. He'll cause everyone problems. He'll always be in good fights. But he's kind of a Song Yadong, Arnold Allen type, you know? He's just not quite there. Rufi, on the other hand, he's a very dangerous striker. I mean, this guy was supposed to be the next McGregor. He keeps his distance so well. He's a total sniper on the feet. He has insane accuracy, and he's constantly looking up to set up that KO blow. Insanely agile and light on the feet. Very athletic. So much confidence and a very exciting prospect. He's got a clear problem, though. The wrestling and the grappling is not there. He'll defend the initial takedown well, but he can't successfully disengage from the wrestling, and he kind of ends up with his back against the cage and then gets taken down again. I think he looked too bad against Saint Denis. I thought he did show a lot of promise in the wrestling. He did end up getting submitted, which wasn't too good. The guy's got some questionable cardio too. Like, look at these shots he's throwing, and he's putting everything in them. It's just going to slow you down at the UFC level. He's got this shitty habit of throwing knees or trying to catch someone coming in with this KO shot instead of just properly defending the takedown attempt. Still got a ton of potential, and he's young into his UFC career. I mean, the UFC just keep giving him these big jump ups in the ranking, and they're exciting fights, but they're difficult stylistic. Like, I think they're kind of doing him dirty. Like, a 2-fight losing streak would really just kill his hype. And we look at the matchup, I don't think he knocks out Fiziev. Like, everyone's talking about this, like, oh, this insane power, don't get hit by Rufi. We saw in his first fight against Jamie Mullarkey, he did not knock him out cold. Like, it was an exhaustion kind of quit knockout from Jamie Mullarkey. And then James Lontop, like, people talk about, oh, how tough James Lontop is. It's fucking James Lontop. Like, the guy gassed and couldn't get James Lontop out of there. And then what? He knocks out King Green with a spinning wheel kick. Yes, if he lands a clean spinning wheel kick on the chin of Fiziev, he likely knocks him out. But, like, we've seen him knock out 2 guys in the UFC. Like, I'm not too convinced that he knocks out Fiziev. I'm so surprised that so many people are picking him in this matchup to knock him out too. Like, Fiziev is not really a chinny fighter. Like, yeah, he got dropped against Justin Gaethje, but we're looking at the level of competition. This is Maurizio Rufi losing around to James Lontop, and Rafael Fiziev nearly beating Justin Gaethje twice. That is the level he's at. That's the level Rufi's at. You look at the level of competition, it is uncomparable. One of Fiziev's biggest weaknesses is he slows down. Rufi also slows down. Rufi does not have great cardio. He does not have a high output. Like, I think he needs to win this first round. I cannot see a world in which he knocks him out. Like, you think Rufy is going to knock him out cold? Because even if he drops him, I could see Fiziev then go shooting a takedown and then end up getting a ton of control time where he controls him for like 3 minutes and wins the round, even though Rufy lands a knockout. I think you'd have to knock him out cold. Do you see Fiziev going out cold? I don't think so. I don't think he cuts that much weight. I think his chin is decent. I think he's a scrappy fighter with maybe not the best defense, but not the best defense against Justin Gaethje. And you look at his last matchup against Ignacio Bahamondes, it is perfect preparation for this. He's fighting like a similar kind of dude. I don't think Bahamondes is as good as Rufy, but all the kind of problems that Bahamondes causes for fighters did not cause Fiziev any problems. Fiziev was fine with that. I think he can take down Rufy when it gets maybe later in the second round or something. I think he'll try and stand with him at first. I think this is Fiziev's matchup all day long. I can't see a method to victory for Rufy. I'm shocked that Fiziev's the underdog in this. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's because Rufy's younger. He's not got the momentum. He's coming off a loss. Fiziev's coming off a win. I'm going Rafael Fiziev. I'm saying unanimous decision. I don't see him knocking him out, but I could see a world in where it's like the third round. Maybe not. Maybe not. I actually take that back. I don't see Fiziev pushing a pace at the third round, but he will be there. The third round will be interesting. It will be interesting. I'm very interested to see how this plans out. They're two fighters who kind of do slow down, so yeah, maybe the matchmaking was all right, but Rufy needs this win. Like this, I don't know how he's ranked right now, but this will shoot him out of the rankings. He never should have really been ranked in the first place. He has no rank wins, and he's coming off a loss. Makes no sense. But yeah, this is do or die for Rufy now. And I mean, you could say the same for Fiziev. We want to see if the guy does have legit title aspirations. You got to get by a guy who's ranked number fucking 15. So yeah, we're going Fiziev decision. Next fight, we got Dan the Hangman Hooker versus Benoit Saint Denis. Tough one for Dan Hooker. The dude's an experienced UFC vet. He's one of the most entertaining fighters of this era. I love him. The dude loves a scrap. He had a bad hand injury that kept him fairly inactive for these past 2 years, but he's back. He's got a quick turnaround against the Sarukian fight where he quite clearly lost. He's a very tall, lanky kickboxer. He always throws kicks to the body and head, negates low kicks. He has insane volume. He'll throw very long combinations, mainly focuses on hooks getting around your guard and his fucking name. Like, he's literally built for this. He's called Hooker for a reason. He loves his hooks. He loves to back his opponents up against the cage and catch them when they're trying to circle out. He's so good at that. Loves nasty little hooks to the bodies too. Like, his just name perfectly sums him up. Yeah, the dude's extremely tough. I think he's got underrated wrestling too. Like, he beat Gamrot. The guy's got good power. He dropped Gamrot like 3 times. I thought he won that fight for sure. His chin is questionable. I mean, the guy's just been aging. He's been in so many wars. He's got solid counters to he catches a lot of people coming in, like, surprisingly. He's got underrated jiu-jitsu too. I mean, that's where he got the nickname Hangman. He's got that guillotine. We don't really see it too often anymore. I think his wrestling has improved. Like, him being able to get back up against Gamrot is pretty impressive. I mean, expect a war, expect a fun, entertaining fight. Usually always a knockdown. He's taken so much damage throughout his career, so he's kind of coming to the end of this last kind of late push. He beat Gamrot. He was in the top 5. He was sick. But yeah, it's kind of coming to an end. Benoit Saint Denis, exact opposite. It's just getting started. The dude had an amazing 2025. Every single win of his UFC career comes with a finish. The guy's got solid offensive striking and very good grappling. He does not give up having his takedown initially stuff, which I think is so good. He's so effective with the single leg. On the ground, he's working towards that rear naked choke. He's got smothering pressure, constantly going forward, not giving his opponents a chance to breathe. High output on the feet, lands a lot on his opponents. Despite his 15-second knockout against Dariush, he's kind of got some questionable power. Like Chinny Dariush, yeah, you're going to knock him out. Anyone's going to knock out Dariush at this point. He doesn't really pose too much of a KO threat, and his defense is more than questionable. This guy, he negates his defense to go for offense. Like, he is constantly susceptible to being countered. Does not keep his hands up, chin straight up in the air. And he had one of the worst round 1 beatdowns I have ever seen by Renato Moicano. But nonetheless, the guy's got a ton of momentum. He's coming off great wins against Rufi, against Dariush. He's got this second win in his career right now, and he's looking like really solid. He has all the tools to be a great UFC fighter. I don't think he's a future champion. I think we're kind of past that now. And kind of since the Dustin Poirier fight, he's been a lot more disciplined with the wrestling. Like the guy knows, I'm a wrestler. I'm a wrestler before I'm a striker. Like even against Prepelec, a guy who got signed to the UFC on short notice, like less than a week's notice, it was all wrestling. Like he's not trying to strike with you. He's trying to get you to the ground, get that submission. How do I see this fight going? I can see a world where Dan stays in this and knocks him out in the third round. I'm kind of surprised by the line, I can't lie. Like a minus 350 for Saint Denis is a bit wild. Like Dan Hooker does have good takedown defense. His wrestling has improved. Saint Denis' wrestling is quite good, I can't lie. You look at Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker caught Gamrot so many times. I think he can catch Benoit Saint Denis. Benoit Saint Denis isn't as chinny as Gamrot, but still, Dan Hooker, there's something about him in this fight. I don't hate going Dan Hooker. I don't think I am, though. I think I'm going Saint Denis, but this is a high caution fight. I could see Dan Hooker slowing him down. Like, there's so many opportunities for Dan Hooker to win this. I don't know why. I don't have a great gauge on this matchup. Like, I'm thinking Saint Denis decision, but even though all of his fights do end in a finish, I don't know why. I don't really see him finishing Dan Hooker. Like, maybe he gets a submission when Dan Hooker tries to do something stupid to get back on his feet, when he's been lying down for a while and he's kind of panicked, he's feeling the crowd booing and stuff. It's his home, not really his hometown, but you know what I'm saying. New Zealand, Australia, they all cheer for each other. Yeah, I'm going either Saint Denis. I could see like another second round submission. But I could see Dan getting it done. I don't want to write out Dan Hooker. I love Dan Hooker. I find him so entertaining. He's such a down-to-earth guy. I don't know. He will miss a lot. Maybe if Saint Denis is kind of disciplined with his defense, but he's not. He's not disciplined at all. He lets himself get hit. Maybe Dan Hooker's power isn't quite there. Like, it's not quite as deadly as I'd like to believe it is. Like, the dude is 35 too. He's been finished a lot throughout his career. And his wins, like, you look at his wins since 2021, it's Hacker passed way back in the day. In 2021, Claudio Puelles, Jalen Turner, and Mateusz Gamrot. Like, Gamrot's an amazing win. Everyone else isn't that impressive, like in Saint Denis' case. He's got Rufi and Dariush a lot better. Yeah, let's go Saint Denis decision. Yeah, let's say he gets his first decision in the UFC. I mean, he's keeping the momentum going. I'm kind of on the fence about this, but yeah, we're going Saint Denis. Okay, for the main event, I don't want to sound like I'm disappointed, but we got Volkanovski, Diego Lopez. Diego Lopez is getting one of the most unwarranted, unnecessary title shots in UFC history. I mean, the fact that Volkanovski is getting a rematch and he hasn't had a fight in between, it's just ridiculous. We would have preferred to see Lerone. Like, Lerone could have been a good fight. I mean, I don't mean to hate. Like, I'm sure this will be an entertaining fight. They're big names. That's what the Paramount Plus era is. It's the era of big names. But yeah, Alexander Volkanovski, one of the best UFC fighters we have ever seen. He's a featherweight GOAT, an extremely well-rounded fighter, one of the best strikers we've ever seen. Anyone who suggests he's not top 10 is insane. The dude's got such fast hands, so much volume, such an accurate striker, one of the cleanest jabs in the game. He's excellent at stinging you with a jab, circling away. It's so frustrating to fight Volkanovski. His incredible, effortless stance switching, always able to close the distance, typically being the shorter fighter. It's so hard to get reads on the feet against him due to the constant barrage of different looks. He blitzes and cuts off angles better than anyone. So comfortable and close. Incredible clinch work. He's one of the smartest fighters of all time. He always catches opponents with counters, whether it's an Islam takedown, a Yair high kick, even Toporia's boxing. His ability, his IQ to slip off the center line and land a clean, hard hook is so impressive. He hurt Lopez badly too in their last fight. He's got some underrated wrestling. He's always offering a threat with a takedown, like pretty much against every single opponent. He's going to look for a takedown. He's got solid top control, dangerous ground and pound. We saw him get Yair Rodriguez out with that. He's usually very well timed, So good at countering strikes with takedowns. Defensively, very sound. He's good at slipping punches. Rarely puts himself in compromising positions. We've seen exiting. That's been the problem. The worry in Volkanovski's game is about disengaging backwards. Besides that, he's amazing. He needs to keep his hand glued to his chin. Sometimes he forgets to in big exchanges. He kind of let it slip down. But his chin kind of has been a problem throughout his whole career. Like he got dropped by Holloway, Topuria, Islam, and even Chad Mendes way back in the day. So that's going to be Diego Lopez's chance for victory. It's knocking him out. He's one of the toughest fighters we've ever seen. There's no quit in this man's body. He's an aging fighter. He's got so many miles on him, and he's obviously less durable at this point in his career. But at the end of the day, he is a world-class talent. We will never likely see someone similar to Alexander Volkanovski again. How well-rounded this dude is. It's very rare. Very rare. I mean, him beating Max Holloway three times does not get talked about enough. He beat an all-time great 3 times. Holloway had 3 cracks at Volkanovski and could not take him out once. Diego Lopez, on the other end, he's a very entertaining fighter. He's very active. He was kind of a fan favorite. I'd say he still is. He's a very dangerous striker. He's got a ton of power in his hands. One of the biggest marauders in the UFC. Always looking to land that KO. Elite pressure sometimes kind of loses the volume in the fight when he's looking for those KO blows. Like you see in the Ortega fight, there was kind of moments where it's like, fuck, this dickhead hasn't thrown a punch in like a minute. What's going on? The guy's got good athleticism though, quickness all around. He's so dangerous with his hooks, overhands, uppercut. Jab slightly kind of less effective, but still present. He's always looking to exchange and will take a shot to give to. Loves his multiple hook combinations. Very strong jiu-jitsu, even though he did not show it really at all in his last fight against Volkanovski. Offers a crazy submission threat. Nasty jiu-jitsu. Solid grappling too. Doesn't really typically shoot for the double legs, you know. It's more he'll tie you up, take you up against the ground, maybe against a fence, a mistake the opponent's made. Nasty ground and pound, as we've seen in his last fight against Gene Silva. Absolutely brutalized him with those elbows. The guy is constantly looking for the finish. He's always throwing these crazy flurry of punches. This guy puts everything into his shots. And I can't lie, his wildness is kind of his downfall. I feel like he's neglecting how well-rounded his game is. He's somewhat uncoordinated. You see, he's missing big shots by a ton. And that takes up so much of his energy. Also in the clinch, he can kind of throw hooks from way too close. I noticed that a lot in his last fight against Volk. And they'll kind of never properly land, or they'll land against his chest first and go up against his chin, which obviously isn't going to hit you too hard. His chin is kind of questionable too. He doesn't get knocked down, but he has been stunned and wobbled on the feet a lot. He got stunned against Volkanovski, got stunned against Dan Ige too, which was pretty bad. And his striking defense is his biggest worry. It is not high level at all. I'd say it's quite bad. The dude does not move his head off the center line at all. He can get picked apart by the jab. You saw in the second round, you look at him versus Gene Silva. Gene Silva looked out of his level. Gene Silva was landing absolutely everything he wanted. I think Gene Silva was probably on the way to win that fight if he just stayed a bit more composed. But you look at this fight, can Diego Lopez win 3 rounds against Alexander Volkanovski? I don't think he can. I don't think he's ever going to be a skilled enough fighter to really pick apart Volk on the feet. I think you got to switch it up. I think the game plan needs to be better. It can't just be looking for that KO, because Volk's one of the smartest fighters in the UFC. The KO happens against Topuria and against Islam because Volk is worried about other looks. When it's just these constant, massive punches, Volk will see that from a mile away. Do you have a chance of catching him exiting? Yes. But you saw one time in 25 minutes. That ain't a game plan. That's not going to make you become a UFC champion, you know? And you look at this matchup, I look at that Gene Silva matchup against Diego Lopez, and I'm you don't look improved. You looked worse. There's no skill level that I've seen where it's Volkanovski gets picked apart. The striking defense looked terrible. And you look at Volk, now Volk has 25 minutes of fight footage against you. I think he's going to be able to get those reads even easier on you. Is it a worry that I picked Lopez to win by knockout in his last fight? and Volk won the decision. And now I'm likely going to pick Volk decision, and then Lopez is going to knock him out just because of how the world works. I am worried about that. It happened with the Alex Pereira and Ankalaev matchup, which I will never live down. But yeah, I don't see Diego Lopez really having a route to victory. I thought he was going to wrestle more. I just don't think the skill level is there. Do I think he can become a champion once Volk retires? Yes. Lopez is an incredible fighter. He's a bad matchup for everyone, but he doesn't have that composure or accuracy that I need to beat Volkanovski. Like, look at Max Holloway. Max Holloway could not beat him on 3 attempts. 3 cracks for an all-time great, and he could not do it. I don't think Diego Lopez is going to do it. I don't think there's a world where he wins decision. He has to knock him out. Obviously, that's available. Volk is aging by the day. The chin is pretty much will always be worse. You can't really heal that. So I think it's there, but I think you got to mix in the grappling. I think you really do. I was shocked he didn't do it in the last fight. He's only 31. He's so young. He's got to almost let the fight come to him. Like, Volk will always catch you, but he's also setting traps for you and how he's so defensively sound. Like, you need to make Volk approach you. I don't hate Diego Lopez fighting on the back foot, but he's not good at that. I just don't think it lines up here. I've not seen anything in his performances to suggest, he can take on an onslaught of Volk and pick him apart off range. But yeah, Volk, him just walking down Volk is never going to work in a million years. I think you got to bring up a bit more Muay Thai. I want to see some knees up the middle, hit him with the teep, really take so many risks in this fight. Get taken down at some point, maybe throw up a triangle, threaten with the jiu-jitsu. You need something. But Volk's never going to get submitted. He's not going to tap. We've seen you saw pretty much that was the worst possible position you could ever be in against Brian Ortega. And the brother did not tap. He's not going to tap against you. You got to knock him out. You got to land clean on the chin. And you saw he got dropped by a pretty scuffy shot, So it is there. But I think Volkanovski is going to do it. I would love to see Volkanovski do it. Maybe he retires. I love Volk. Everyone loves Volk. I don't think he has any haters. Maybe Max fans, but who knows? Yeah, I think Volk's going to pick him apart at range. I think he's going to be smarter. I don't think he's going to exchange as much as we've seen in the last fight. Like that moment where he lands the upper, or when Diego Lopez lands the uppercut and he lands that beautiful left hook and it looks like a movie. I don't think he's going to do that much. I think he's going to be smarter. I think he's going to know what Diego Lopez is looking for. I think he's going to have his timing perfectly. I think he goes to the body too. He's going to slow Diego Lopez down. And yeah, I think a dominant 49-46 decision for Volk. I think Volk's going to do it. I'm going Volk decision. Yeah, I think that's a solid pick. All right, we're moving on to our locks and underdogs of the card. For the underdog of the card, I'm going Rafael Fiziev. I think it's a close line. Currently, I see it as plus 110. So very close to Rafael Fiziev. But yeah, I love this line. I think he gets it done. I don't see a world in which Rufi knocks him out. I definitely don't see him winning decision. I don't think he has the output to match Fiziev. Fiziev doesn't have the biggest output, but he will land these thumping shots. If Rufi doesn't come out early pinging Fiziev, I don't see him winning. I think Rufi needs to win that first round, and I doubt he does. These fighting nerds do kind of have the tendency to start off slow. None of them really typically put full pedal to the metal. They all kind of take their time with the finishes too, and I think that's going to bite him. I think Rufi's going to go on a 2-fight losing streak. Give me Fiziev. He's my underdog of the card. Lock of the card, until this fight was made, I probably would have gone with him either way. I'm going Quillen Salkild. He's a minus 900 favorite. Yeah, there's no way Jamie Malarkey beats him. I think the question is just how he does it. Can Jamie Malarkey hold in? No, he can't. This guy has been knocked out 6 times in the UFC. That's insane. Anytime he's fought a good guy, he's been knocked out. I probably should go for a knockout here, but you know what? I'm risking it for the submission. It's not much of a risk. It's a correct pick either way. But yeah, go underdog of the card. I'm saying Rafael Fiziev. Lock of the card, I'm going fucking Quillen. I think it's going to land. I'm confident. I'm excited for this card. I'd like to know what you guys think. It's a decent card, especially for Australian standards. It's not bad. I don't love the main event. Honestly, I would have preferred Lerone Murphy. I'd have preferred Mavzar. I can't get too excited for it. Like, I'm never the biggest fan of rematches unless the guy has gone on a crazy run and it's like unquestionable this guy deserves it. But you know what? I'm still looking forward to this card. I'm going to be home watching it. I'll be able to break down everything. I'm going to be watching every fight. Won't miss a single one. And yeah, boys, I'm excited. If you guys have watched this far, once again, thank you very much. If you're just tuning in now, all the same love. Thank you. And yeah, I'm excited to where this is going. We're 11-0 so far in the season. Hopefully we can do this well. I'm saying decently high confidence on this card. Yeah, like the Mikhailov, the Cam Rouston one, those are kind of decently close. Billy Alcana, all confident picks. Yeah, I think we're in for a good one. I'm looking forward to this. Okay, everyone, have a good night. Peace.